One second, everybody. I'm looking for my lighter. Hello, everybody. I know I'm early. I was doing a few things early and I wasn't expected to be done this early. So I said, well, let me go ahead and do this live. Hi, everybody in the chat. Nania, Terry, hi, Freebird, Country Thug, how you doing? Hi, Deborah, how you doing? The gorgeous Deborah. I want to say this off the bat. I personally do not have any issues with anybody. And when I say that, I mean that. Okay. Hi, Miss Beverly. Good to see you. And the only reason why I'm doing this video is because I was spoke on and called, names and things like this from a person that I have never, ever, ever, ever had a conversation with, right? Don't know the lady. So I'm going to stop talking. I have an upload that I had already done, and I would like to play that. And then I'm going to come back. I'm going to drop the link. Anybody who is involved is welcome to hit it, to dispute me, to say I lie, or anything else that you may want to say. Like I said, I don't have a problem with anybody. As far as the thumbnail, stinky butt. I know you listening. Stinky butt. How long do we laugh on this goddamn picture? How long, for how many days did you laugh? You. Hello. So let's get to the nitty gritty as to why we're here. First of all, I want to say that I'm real disappointed. And I'm old enough to know that people will disappoint you. But sometimes when you think you know somebody, you know what I'm saying, on a different wave, you think that you know them. And then when you see them doing fuck shit, it's real disturbing. Let me tell you about this fuck shit that's been going on here recently. I'm going to try not to mention names, but if I do, oh well. So there was a certain YouTuber, male, that I had been speaking with for several months. At some point, I don't know, we just stopped talking or whatever. I was doing my thing, he was doing his. Wasn't a big deal. We weren't dating or anything like that. We had just been talking for a while. So I didn't think anything about it. Then the wintertime came around and we got back in touch, started talking and everything. And I was like, well, hey, long time no hear. Where you been? So this YouTuber proceeded to tell me that there's another YouTuber, which is a female YouTuber, that he went to go and see to go and visit. And within this visit, he says that this female YouTuber told him, I'm sorry, the female YouTuber, yeah, told him that she had heard that I had been spreading a rumor in that I had said that this person had came out to my home. Now, this person knew that this wasn't true. So when we were on the phone, that part wasn't even up for debate. He understood that that wasn't true. So by the end of that conversation, he understood that he should have defended me because whether it was said or not, he knew that what he was hearing was false information. And I told him then you didn't have to agree or go along with anybody's bullshit in order to lay down with anybody. Wasn't necessary, but hey, that was what it was. So as I'm having this conversation with this male YouTuber, he proceeds to say things about the female YouTuber. And yeah, I was sitting there listening at that time because I was upset from what he had told me that she had said. I felt like that was messy and my name shouldn't have to been brought up if you want to go get some dick. It shouldn't have anything to do with me and vice versa. My name should not be brought up. If two people want to meet up, just meet up, keep other people's name out of it, be grown, and do what you're going to motherfucking do. Right? So he proceeded to just trash her. And I was listening. Shit, I was all ears. Talked about her house, talked about her kids, how they were bums, they were adults. They didn't do shit. They was all cramped in this little space. Every time somebody went to the bathroom, it was like they was standing in the room with them. Oh, he was so uncomfortable having relations within earshot of these adult kids and how disrespectful that it was, right? I agree. I agree with all that. Then he starts, all this body stuff, all this stuff. I'm not gonna go there. I'm not here I'm not gonna say all that. But believe me, he did and had no problem doing it. Even went so far as to talk about the women's bathroom. hmm He was talking about how many bottles of mouthwash that she had, right? And I was like, well, we was on the phone, he and I, trying to figure out what purpose would a person need, like several, like hella just lined up, like all over the place. The counters lined up all on the floor against just everywhere, right? And we were laughing. We were laughing. So then he says he was totally disgusted when she found something funny and she decided to fling, he said, her little body back. And when she did that, her neck flew back and he can see all in her grill. He was like, oh my God. That's what he said. Right. Talked about how she don't know how to drive and how he felt about that and how she wanted to be married in 6 months and he wasn't trying to do all that. And, he's not attracted. And you know what else he said I thought was quite funny? He actually liked her girlfriend. He liked her girlfriend long before her, but her girlfriend didn't like him. So she's like a rebound girl anyway. But setting that aside, so yeah. So he was telling me all this stuff, right? So cut that. That was only for like 2 days. We laughed and kikied on that. So then there was no discussion of this woman. I had never thought about this woman. I had no reason to, don't know her. Everything that is alleged about her came from somebody else. I'm just, don't listen, don't shoot the messenger, okay? So time went on, like a couple of months went on, right? Ain't nothing going on, whatever. Uh, He calls me one day, and I could tell when I answered the phone, he was kind of frantic. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, she's over there making videos on me, throwing subliminals. And I was like, who? And he said her name. And I said, well, what is she saying? And he was like, well, she's saying stuff like she ain't got no kids in college and stuff like that. And then his response to his own comment was, yeah, she don't have no kids in college because they bums. All they do is sit around the house and all this other shit, just going in, right? Dog walking, right? So I was like, well, just don't say nothing. Just ignore it. Did she say your name? He said no. He said, well, I know she's talking about me. I said, well, just ignore it. So then maybe, I don't know. I can't remember the time frame, but it happened again. We're talking, and then he brings it up again. She's over there making videos. I said, you know what? She must want you to call her or something, because he had already told me how she just was blowing him up, like blowing his phone up, sending text messages. He was not responding. He would not, she would send text after text, day after day, saying stuff like hi and just dumb shit. And I don't know if you're going to see this message, but and just begging him to respond. So he offered to send like these messages, right? I was like, I don't I don't want to see that shit. He said he talked about unflattering pictures and shit. I'm not into that stuff. This is what he's giving to me. Just talking. I didn't ask about anything. I don't know this lady. I mean, at all, right? So again, he's purring, he's venting, and I'm listening. So he gets done with that. So again, this third time he brings her up, he calls me. This time he's frantic. I got to tell you something. I said, what? He said, she's over there. She's about to expose me. I said, what you mean expose you? He had already told me that they had hooked up and they had sex, that they had unprotected sex, and which makes no sense to me, and you'll understand in a minute. And anyway, so I was like, well, so what? Then he says no. He needed to tell me that that she was getting ready to expose that, or she was dropping little hints like she was getting ready to say it. And he told me that he wanted to tell me. He didn't want me to find out that way or through the YouTube streets. He wanted me to hear it from him. And so I kept my composure as I'm flashing back, thinking about all the conversations we didn't had about, you know what I'm saying, grown folks shit, all that stuff. It was like a record scratch in my head all at the same time. I'm thinking about the conversations we had, and I'm thinking about what he's saying. And at the same time, I'm still trying to be a friend, right? So I tell him, I said, well, first of all, it's very admirable of you to even, tell people that. There are some people out here who just low down and trifling and won't tell a bitch shit. And that's just the facts of the matter. He did say that he did forewarn this YouTuber that he also had this package, right? Lifetime package. And so I told him, I said, well, if you told her before you guys had sex and you also had unprotected sex, if she comes out here, what the fuck is she going to say? She already knew. So she can't expose you for nothing, right? That's exactly what I said. So he says, maybe a couple days later that she's now texting again. And he's saying it like he's real agitated, right? So by this time, we supposed to be really, deep in some things. We done talked and everything. We've had our little dust ups. I've tried, I'm talking about I'm leaving. He's, send me messages. I ain't letting you go, and I can't shake you. All these things back and forth. Not just him, back and forth, right? So when he was seeming agitated, I was like, okay. I said, well, why don't you just block her? Why don't you just block the messages if it bothers you that bad? Now, mind you, it's the first time I ever suggested blocking this lady, only because he sounded like he was agitated, right? And I was simply tired of hearing about the shit, if I want to be frank. So he says, well, if I block her, it'll delete all the messages. Now, I don't know about that. I just don't know. I don't know if it's true or not true or whatever. And I said, well, so what? And he was like, no, because I need my receipts. And I said, well, why don't you put them in on a DU recorded? Why don't you just DU record your text messages? Just record it and just scroll down slowly, go down, upload it somewhere. And then that way you can just block her, No, 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 that's going to take up too much space. I don't have that much space and da 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 da. So I'm peeping game at this point. So I press a little more, right? I said, well, why don't I send you a text message and you just forward it to her? You don't have to say it's from me. You don't have to say it's from anybody from YouTube, right? He said, yeah. I said, or better yet, why don't you call her on three-way and you can tell her everything you're saying to me? Yeah. And just let her know. And he said, you know what? That might be a solution. And gently moved away from that conversation. So I understood then that, he liked that type of attention. See, I could never do that. That's A. And all this begging and reaching out to a person that don't say shit back to me for days and I'm steady. No, 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 no. Sorry, not me. So anyway, so that was basically the last conversation that we had regarding her that I can remember right now off the top of my head. If there was any conversation, he most definitely brought it up. She was making videos on him. He was talking to me about that. I had no reason to bring her up. I don't know her at all. I know of her, but I don't know her, right? This man is the common denominator. So pick game. So yeah, so after that, time went on or whatever, and he and I had like a dust up or whatever. It was just, I don't know. So we basically, again, this here recently, like back, I don't know, probably September, October, whatever, just kind of slacked off on talking again, right? And okay. So we hadn't just not hadn't been communicating as often. Mind you, this is a person that we sat on the phone for, when I tell you, for hours, into the wee hours in the morning, every single day. Every day. Every day. Watching TV on the phone, smoking on the phone, just talking, right? Every day for months, right? So it slacked off, right? So then a little birdie came and told me that this said YouTuber had allegedly said something about me negative, right? And I was like, well, really? You know, and here's the thing, what was told to me wasn't true, but I could see him saying that. So I was like, oh, okay, and he was telling this YouTuber, the female YouTuber, right? The same female YouTuber that he was telling all this, telling all her business to me about. So I was like, but he don't even, deal with her like that. He don't like, because I'm thinking in my head, I didn't say this to this person. I'm thinking all this stuff that he said, he don't deal with her. So I told her, I said, well, he don't even talk to her like that. I said, and before I could even finish, it was like, yes, he do. He shared her video. I said, really? I didn't even have to go look. I said, really? So that led more more probability that it was true. And the reason I said that is because, as I said, the first time we slacked off talking, he ran over there and allowed this lady, as he said, I don't know whether she said it or not, but he said that, she said some stuff. He knew it wasn't true. He knows that. That's not even a thing. But he did agree that he should have defended me. And for that, he was wrong. And he admitted that. Okay. So when I found out that, it's probably he probably did do that, I was angry. I was angry with him. How dare you run between people like that? And then you sit back like you've done nothing. You talked about this woman like a D-O-double-G. You did. I don't know if you was lying or not, but the fact of the matter is you did it. You did it. My understanding is this lady has made, I guess, some videos. I have not seen them. And I don't feel like I need to. She's probably angry. She should be. Hell, I'd be angry too. Not at even everything that he said, but you talk about my motherfucking kids and you laid the fuck up with me and I've accepted you and your package, and let's talk about that. This lady is married legally, allegedly, right? All this talk about marriage and won't, 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 won't. It's a lot of people on here doing that. Isn't that what I'm hearing people saying? Call it all out. This woman is married. This man knew. He told me he knew that she was married. Mm, 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 mm. Which is why, young lady, he said what he said about marriage regarding you. No matter the circumstance, paperwork is paperwork. He does not respect that. He does not respect the fact that you were not able to train your children in a fashion in which they were able to go out into society and sustain and maintain a living on their own at an appropriate age. He's not into that. That's not sexy to him. That's not appealing. Nor is talking to him like you're his mother and being so judgmental You don't stroke his ego enough. I'm just telling you, if you're going to keep him, I'm going to tell you, okay? Stroke his ego. He likes that. He likes to be called honey and baby and darling and sweetheart. He likes that type stuff. How do I know? Because he specifically said it. When he sees you, whether video call or in person, have yourself more put together. He said, I was stunning. And I wasn't doing nothing but sitting on my bed looking at my computer, girl. Okay? I don't know why he's not comfortable enough to tell you these things, but apparently that's a running thing. But these are all facts. I haven't lied about nothing because I don't need to. I am not involved in that little entanglement over there. And like I said, I don't need a dick with a disclaimer on it. No offense, you know, intended, but don't sit up and brag about that shit, especially when you ain't even supposed to have it. You're married. You're married. And trotting niggas all through your motherfucking shit in front of your children. Mm, 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 mm. He called them bums. That's what he said. Okay? Now, I don't know if anything that I said is true regarding this woman because I don't know her. I've never spoken to her. I've never emailed her. I've never been in her chat. She came in my chat one time and I blocked her and asked her to leave. That was 2 years ago. That was 2 years ago. So I don't know if he is telling the truth about her mentioning that lie. I don't know whether she was still upset about that because I blocked her out of my chat. I don't know. I don't even care at this point. The bottom line is I wouldn't have nothing to say if he wasn't purring. She was not some best friend of mine and I just knew all her business and I'm coming out here telling it. No, I don't know her at all. I don't even now, I don't have any problems with her. My issue was with him for getting mad with her for whatever reason and running his ass back over here, telling me some shit that she said to get me all worked up, throw me some more bait about her. Now we're back talking. And then for whatever reason, we fall out. And then he felt like it was okay to go back over there and do the same shit. Hell no, fuck nigga. You wrong in that. You're wrong in that. And you're wrong for saying all that shit you said about her. You know I'm not lying about none of that. And if any of it is true, if a little piece of it is true, she knows there's no way I would have known that without you telling it. I don't know her. She could not have possibly told me anything. It all came from you, sir. It came from you. Period. Now, I don't know if you really said what about me. I don't know if you really said that shit or not. But the reason I was so quick to believe it is because I watched you do it. I've watched you accuse me of things you thought I was doing something and you found out months later I wasn't doing, and then you came and apologized to me. I'll never forget that. A person that can be around someone that they think is doing wrong and just play so, like everything is good. And then when they find out everything really is good, you actually go tell that person. Where they do that at? So see, shit was fractured and cracked from the very beginning. I am no fool. And yes, honey, I was all in. We talked about some of everything. I'm not denying nothing, honey, because I don't need to, because I'm single and so are you. So that is what the fuck it is. I tell you what, once that other information hit what you told me, you already know what it was. For real. Now I ain't gonna say I wasn't gonna come sit on your face. I ain't gonna say that. But you know that other shit, I really wasn't gonna be able to do that. Now, you found you somebody that accepted your disclaimer on your dick. And the audacity of you talking about her and her family is disgusting. You should be glad and grateful. This should have been the last time you had to give a disclaimer if she was single. But I'm just saying, if you find somebody to accept your disclaimer, don't fuck them over, because then you got to go meet somebody else and you got to keep retelling the fucking disclaimer. Ain't you tired of that? I wouldn't know what to do if I had to every time not that I'm just, out there, but fuck, as a man, ain't no telling how every time you say something, you got to tell this bitch that shit. You found somebody that was like, okay, and then did it bare dick too? And you was able to squirt through all the gaps between her teeth? Ungrateful ass motherfuckers, I tell you. But as I said, that's not something that I'm interested in. Maybe I was. Yeah, there's no maybe. Yeah, we both were. But once you told me that, obviously I couldn't go any further. At least not in that manner. You know what I'm saying? Um, not an actual physical. Yeah, we can sit up and talk and stuff, but yeah, the most, if ever, I would have ever done would have probably just sat on your face. So to the lady, like I said, I still don't have no problems. I don't have no beef. You know I don't know you. You know you've never said anything to me. You know that. And the only reason why I did my very first community post, and it wasn't attacking. It wasn't attacking until I was told that she attacked me. And then I kind of upped the ante a little bit. But my original post regarding this whole situation was about pillow talking and purring on the phone and stuff, right? Instead of looking at that and taking it for what it was, it appears that this lady got in her feelings and wanted to shoot the messenger. But why? Why not ask yourself, A, why would he lie like that? Or B, why would he sit up and tell this woman my business? I'm just asking. You know you don't know me. We've never talked, like I said. It's only one person that's standing in the middle. And the only reason his ass is over there is because he feels like you're going to air his ass out. Period. Because he said it. He said it. So, anyway, I guess I've talked enough. I'm gonna wrap this up, but yeah. Okay, let's talk about something else. There was something that happened on YouTube, and I was I didn't like it. I was very upset about it. And I contacted another YouTuber, and we were talking about it. And that they didn't seem too bothered by it, but I was, right? But I left it alone. So this YouTuber called me back and was like, oh, I didn't see all that. Yeah, that shit ain't cool. That shit ain't right, right? So my understanding that content was supposed to have been removed. That's the last thing that I heard from my man. And I'm going to call him my man because that's what he told me that he told her I was to him. Okay. He told this other lady that I was his girl, told her that he liked me, told other people too, men and women, right? And I had no problem with that because the feeling was mutual, right? So being that we had, like I said, this relationship, so this person was like, that's not cool. I'm like, yeah, well, what you gonna do about it? So the next day, I still see some stuff, right? And I'm like, why is that still there? And I know what this YouTuber just said, right? And they're probably at work right now, not even knowing. So now I feel like my man being disrespected, right? Only because of the conversation that we had the night before. Hadn't had a chance to talk to him that morning. I just saw what I saw was still there, right? Online. So I called this person who had it online, and the conversation didn't go well. And this person was saying that no, it's okay for it to be there. I was like, no, it's not. That person was like, yes, it is. And I was like, well, listen, I don't give a fuck. I said I don't want the shit up there. So it was a big blow up, right? Later on, I talked to this YouTuber, and this motherfucker had the nerve to say, oh, yeah, I did say that, after I thought about it, I just didn't care. I said, well, why didn't you relay that message to me? Why didn't you send me a text in the morning? Why didn't you call me and say that you changed your mind about it? I'm thinking that, here this person is over here just saying fuck everybody and I'm going to do what I want to do. That wasn't the case. I owe that lady an apology for that. I didn't know that there was a conversation had. That part wasn't told to me. The last thing I heard was not cool, don't like it. I'm going to do something about it. And when it wasn't done, I felt like it was just done straight out of, just fuck it. So that's why I called and that's why I had the temperament that I had. I apologize to you, ma'am. I really do. I really do. I hope you understand my position now that I explained it and why I reacted the way that I did. So that's that. Um, I think that basically kind of wraps up everything that I need to say at this time. It's a lot of stuff that I can say, but y'all know I don't get up here, with all that. I just try to say what's necessary and what's not. I don't have any problems with anybody. And when I say that, I mean that. Um, I just don't. So, to the young lady that this person made those statements about, hey, don't shoot the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger because I wasn't in your home or ever in your presence, nor was I ever in his. But he sat up and told me everything. You've given him everything. And it wasn't enough to keep his mouth shut. This is Miss Indy, and I'm out.
1 second, everybody. I have further comments.
Okay. I put the link in the chat, and that link is for anybody who is involved. I would like to invite up if anything that I said was incorrect or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I do not have a problem with this lady. I was told that there had been videos done on me calling me all kinds of whores and things of this nature. And I just, I couldn't understand why I would be called a whore when this married woman is parading men, which is her business. But even if I was a whore, why the fuck was she in mine? Even if I was, I don't know if any of you caught that in the video when I said that there was a gap in between the conversation. I found out later in between that gap is when he went over there and was dealing with her. Hey, at that point, like, listen, I didn't care about any of that, right? But he used the fact, this is what he used to come back to me. This is my issue. I don't have an issue with her. I don't even now have an issue with him, but I'm not going to be played with either. In order to come back in my face, what he did was he came back and told me that she had said some gossip, and which he knew for a fact was not true. And so we talked about it, and at the end of the conversation, like I said, he understood that he should have defended me. Everything that I've said came from him. I don't know if it's true. I don't care if it's true. But don't you goddamn run over there to her and then come run tell me some shit, and then we fall off, or however, and then you ran your stanky ass back over there, which is fine, but keep it real. You told me you didn't care whether she knew or not. Everything that I said, you said you didn't even care. I think it's wrong. I think it's fucked up. Even in the moment he was telling me all this stuff over the phone, I asked him, well, did you tell her all this? Why don't you go ahead and just put her on the phone? Tell her. Maybe she'll stop texting you. He was telling me everything. How she just sat there and begged and begged. She would text hi, and he wouldn't say nothing like for days. And then she'll send another text. All this. I got tired of hearing this shit. I did not give a fuck about it. But I understood in that moment that he liked being in between two people. And the reason I said that, because it makes no sense to me, if somebody's bothering you that bad, why don't you block that person? That's an option we all have. He didn't want to use it. And the excuse he gave was because he was going to delete all his receipts. I peeped game then. I'm no dummy. So then I came back at him. I said, well, just put all that shit on the DU recorder, put it up somewhere. That way, you won't have it on your phone. He had some shit to say about that too. Oh, that's going to take up too much space. I can't. Now, listen, I'm peeping everything. So now I'm playing with him. I'm like, okay, well, I can send you a text. You can block out my number. You don't have to say it's your girlfriend. You don't have to say it's anybody from YouTube. Just send it to her. And I was going to write out a text saying, please stop, blah, 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 only because he was so tired of it. And I was so tired of fucking hearing about it. I've never spoken this woman's name. She came into my chat back in 2019 when I was doing a live, minding my business. I had never seen this lady. So obviously she knew about me before I ever knew about her, because she was in my shit. Okay. She said something. I don't remember what she said, but it was off-putting to me. And I told her to get her ass the fuck up out my chat. Maybe I was a little bit rude. Yeah, whatever. And I blocked her. I was then told, hey, Stephanie, I was then told, I blocked her and went on with my own live. I was then told that she went over to her channel, called me a boatload of bitches and all this other stuff. I didn't care about that. I didn't respond. A lot of stuff I don't respond to, right? So It got back to me that this person wanted to have a conversation with me. The same lady now. And she wanted my email is what she wanted. She requested it. And I said, I didn't have a problem giving my email, but I would like for you to release that video that you locked down when you was calling me all those names so that I'll have a full understanding on where we stand when we have this conversation. Now, if you no longer feel that way since the video, I understand. But out of respect, I wanted to see that before I had any conversation. And I felt like that was fair. She never produced a video. I never gave a fuck. This was 2019. Never said this woman's name again. His motherfucking ass ran over here to me telling me some stuff that she allegedly said. And I say allegedly, like I said, because I don't know if it was said. I can only keep it real. And however which way shit fell out with us, he then, after talking all that shit, and listen, I didn't even say half the shit. And I'm not going to, especially over no video or live stream, because it's embarrassing and it should be shameful. It's embarrassing. And for his ass to sit up there and complain about her adult kids being in the house while he in there trying to bust a nut, why didn't you go get a hotel then? Just no respect. I mean, just whatever. You know, it's not my business. People can do what they want to do. My point is, this information didn't come from me. If any part of what I said was true, if any part of it, she knows. I don't know. I'm only saying what was said. He offered to send shit. I didn't want her fucking shit. I've dropped the link several times. So now I'm going to drop it for the first time I dropped it, it was for the people involved to come up. So now I'm going to drop it, and it's going to be for if anybody else have a comment about it. Like I said, I'm a single woman. He was single, you know, man, or whatever my thing is. Stop sitting up purring and then, you know, telling people's business and stuff. Stop doing that. Running back and forth. Grown people had me fall out with somebody else. And I saw what you said, Sweet Pea. I don't know if you still in the chat. You said you were confused when I got to that part. I'll explain it a little bit and I'm gonna get out of here because I have some things to do. And I'm sure you all do too. What I was referring to, there was an upload did a while back, and this upload particularly bothered me. I contacted the person who I felt had control over the upload, which was this person. And at that time, the conversation was, you know, oh, you know, it's not really a big deal. I left it alone. I didn't say anything else. Was I bothered by it? Yes. But I have to learn, like I said in prior videos, to try to take my feelings out of, you know, other people's shit and emotions and shit. Just kind of like mind my fucking business on stuff. So that's what I was trying to practice, right? So then the next morning, no, it was the next morning, late on that day. Anyway, later on, this person contacted me after they seen it for themselves. See, first it was just word of mouth and it wasn't a big deal. So when they saw it, it was like, oh, hell no, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, that was just a little much. Miss Indy, we have never talked about the people. No. So anyway, don't knock me off my square, Sweet Pea. So anyway, so see, you don't knock me off my goddamn square. I don't even know what the fuck I was talking about now. So anyway, that upload basically says everything that I wanted to say. I do not have any issues with that lady over there, even though I know she's probably cursing me out. You know, that's unfortunately what happens a lot of the time. And I said this in prior videos, you know, in some instances, and this is one of them, I do understand exactly what the hell Mr. Tommy Sotomayor says about most women. Because the way this woman responded, as if I did something to her, was unacceptable and should have been beneath the both of us. I did nothing to her. I've never spoken her name prior to this. Any conversation that was had between he and I regarding her, he brought her up. I did not know the lady. So there should have been no videos made on me. Yes, I went to my community wall when I found out that she was, calling me whores and stuff. How did I become a whore? What the fuck did I do? And that's another thing. PSA, I've had, relations since 2019. Please, I would appreciate, and I know y'all not, but I don't know why y'all keep talking about the same thing. I don't know if it's content or what. I am unbothered with you coming into my chat saying that. It makes no sense, and you look stupid, and you need to catch up. Now go try to figure that out, okay? And no, it wasn't a dick with a disclaimer on it. You can always believe that. So anyway, that's basically all that I wanted to say. Oh, I remember Sweet Pea, how I fell out with this other YouTuber. So anyway, this person, like I said, he was okay with it. And then when he saw it himself, he was like, oh, no, hell no, that shit ain't cool. He was going to talk to this person. So I'm like, okay. So that was the last thing I heard, Sweet Pea. I went to bed. I woke up and still saw that this thing was still there. Like online, I'm looking at it. And so I didn't call him because I knew he was working. All I know was what the fuck that was told to me. And at that time, he was calling me his girl, right? So I saw that as disrespect. I did. So I contacted the person who actually put it up. And it started off calm. And I just, and it wasn't even her. It was me. It was my mouth. She was, that person was saying, no, I can leave it up. That person said it was all right. And I was like, hell no, take that. No, I don't give a fuck. That person just ain't had a chance to tell you yet, but and then come to find, so later on, after I done did all this cursing, all this screaming, all this motherfucking snotting, all this motherfucking stomping, all motherfucking day, this motherfucker get off work and says that he in fact did have a conversation with this YouTuber, and he did tell that YouTuber that it was okay to leave. Listen, if that's the decision, then that's the decision. I have no problem with it. My issue even then was, why didn't you let me know? You let all morning go. You let all afternoon go up until the early evening. I had already did all the cussing and shit. So that's why I apologize to that person. So I hope that clears that up a little bit for you, Sweet Pea. But again, it's the same person in the middle. It's the common denominator. But like I said, was not going to happen. Was not going to be going down. Is anybody running to tell me some shit about what somebody said about me, dragging this person, okay? And like I said, this thing, this thumbnail right here, stinky butt. You and I sat here and laughed on this motherfucking picture for days. You know I'm not sitting up here lying. So I don't know why you over there twerking and cheerleading like all is motherfucking well. Say what the fuck that was really on your mind. You shouldn't do that to motherfucking people. Anyway, okay, everybody, I've dropped a link. Nobody has any questions for me. Good. As I said, he knows that I am not sub to this lady. I have never been sub to her. Why? Because I don't know her. So, regardless of what she got going over there, I'm not concerned. I will not be watching. To the couple of people who did relay, the couple of things, I'm going to ask now, if whatever said, please don't come tell me nothing, because I am unimpressed. Like I said, I'm not bothered. She can have the prize. You got the prize, girl. I don't want anything that comes with a disclaimer. And that's basically all that I that I want to say. So, with that being said, this is Miss Indy. Thank you all for joining me. And oh, well, no, I'll save that for the next time. You guys be on the lookout for the interview with Big T up next. That's going to be good. We're trying to decide on whether we're going. Well, I'll just keep that a secret. Just know it's going to be very, 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 very different. Okay. Hi, Miss Terry. Miss Terry says, Miss Indy, my favorite saying, up in smoke. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace, everyone. Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Nanya, Terry, Talk Too Much, the official urban therapist. That was a very, very good video that you did. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad that I found your channel, and I'm definitely going to be keeping up with your content. Hi, Queen Vonnie and everybody. I hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm sure that I did, but just know it's not intentional. Like I said, I don't have a problem with anybody. You guys rarely see me come up here and say anything. And when I do that, it's normally after it's weeks or, months of just being, your name brought up and given. Everybody's name is going to come up in this community at some point in time. I understand that completely. Okay. However, it's just you know what? I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead before I end up and say some stuff I don't want to say. So anyway, you all have a good night. I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you for coming. And again, it's that time of year. People you haven't heard from, get in touch with them, send them a text and send them whatever you can. Just say, hey, I'm thinking about you. Some people are lonely, people missing family members, and all that there. Respect your kids. If you don't respect your kids, honey, and you thinking you're going to get old and gray, and this is for men or women, and who, everybody's expecting their kids to take care of them, do right by your kids. And this isn't just for any one person. This is for everybody, including me. You have to do right by your children. You have to set rules and boundaries from birth. You have to give them motivation. You have to orchestrate an environment for them to prosper as adults. That is our jobs from the moment of conception. This is Miss Indy. Thank you, and I'm out.